Hello everyone and welcome back to my Timberborn series, where we play the Iron Thief on the Lakes map on the hardest difficulty. Last time we have made significant progress where we now have continuous power supply. I'm trying to refrain from saying infinite, as we have already run out of most of the power that we're producing because we're just using up so much. So again, just something to keep in mind. We're still in the middle of a drought. It was a 25-day drought. We still have 1,000 water in our storage and currently only one water pumper up and running to help us stem this. But I am going to pause him just to make sure our food supply will not dry out. And once the drought ends, and I'm very excited for this to happen in a few days, we will have water coming up from up here, coming down from up here, flowing this direction and then over here, which will ultimately allow us to get some fresh water down this path right into our heavy duty water pumper section over here. All right, so what are our beavers doing now? The most important thing they are doing right now is putting down more dynamite. They have finished all of this section over here and are slowly making their way in this direction. Let's see how much dynamite we have left. We still have 110 dynamite left. That might be less than what we set out to put down. But overall, they are doing a pretty good job, I want to say, at placing all of this dynamite. So once all of this is done, we need to consider what to do next. And one of the big elements that we will be working on is creating this additional energy supply. So I don't want to keep wasting more time, and I'm saying wasting with quotation marks. So I'm removing our last regular breeding pot. No more baby beavers. It's a bit sad to say. We're going to replace it immediately with one of these adult breeding pots. And we're going to add one more here and one more here, which will massively expand our colony. But we do need the additional beavers. I do want to build a few more of these builder huts to speed up that process over here as much as possible. And you know what? I'm going to build it right away. These will be removed later on because we don't need this many builder huts in the long term. But for now, especially when it comes to putting down the dynamite and then building the power supply over here, will massively help us. In the meantime, we are going to continue expanding this power supply path that we have created over here. We are going to leave a gap of 1 in this direction. And let's see, what would be the smart thing to do? Again, a gap of 1, which means we have a pretty decent water flow through here. And then we're just going to first of all put all of this up 2 levels high, just to make sure our wheels can actually go in there. And with that, we are, I want to say, in an okay state over here. I could build upstairs here and then put it back down there, but I think what I'm going to do instead is put a staircase over one of these, and then we're going to connect to the other side as well. All right, let me just quickly do that. Overall, also can put a path all the way over here. Now we do need a platform in this gap here if I want to build this stepping stone over here. It will look a little bit strange because we would technically put our power line over this way, but now we're actually going to just place it one further back, which will allow us to put the staircases here, and then going to put another 2-story platform here. Could do the same here, and you know, why not? Because I guess we need to reach this as well. And then we're going to fill this up with levees and dams, just like we did on the other side, to make sure we increase our water flow in the areas in between. Okay, this will allow us to put more large water wheels down, and this was actually the right direction, just like this. With this, they're immediately connected to the other water wheels, and we should be okay in terms of power production. Now the next thing that we need to do is connect all of this up, and with this our drought has ended. Just going to connect this back up. Now here we can move on to the T-junctions. Let me also finish adding this through here. This also needs to be a T-junction. If we are going to expand this over here though, that is something we need to consider. We will need to allow, or basically go around that area over here as well. So let's put these in, and then we're going to have a quick look. Why was this yellow? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so then we're going to have a quick look at our new water supply path, and we do need to turn on our water pumpers back here. So this is already in place. Water is already rushing down here, while I guess up here it's also rushing in. We ran completely out of water here, which means a bunch of our food supply just died off, but we do still have 1,000 in stock, so I think we will be okay. We will turn our water pumpers on in this area, but we are massively understaffed right now, which means I need to pause 2 of our builder huts, and we should probably pause some of our smelters. Let's actually pause these over here, and also pause the engine, definitely, and one of our scavenger flags. So this one last scavenger flag up here can keep harvesting the scrap metal, which will be, again, just to clean up basically this area back here. We now only have 1 hauler, and we should try to have a few more. What happened to our beavers? What did we build that all of a sudden utilized a lot of them? I guess I could pause this, although we do actually need this for our beaver production now, since we're now completely using artificial beavers, I guess. That's the right terminology to use. We have started pumping water here. I do need to turn these on because the next drought is coming in 2.7 days, and we just need a lot more water. So instead, let's see what else we can turn off. For now, let's turn off the gear workshop and the plank workshop. We do have 370 planks. We do have 166 gears. This will at least get us going a little bit. We have now empty space here for added cassavas, which hopefully should also improve our cassava production, fermented cassava production, which we have 114 of right now. They are eating more and more. We do have a significant amount of science now with this one nut cruncher. We haven't actually done any additional research yet since the last time. I think I am going to increase the work hours back to 24, as we will need to improve our water storage situation before the next drought hit, because this could be a long one. And we ran down to about 500 with 25 days left, which also tells me I probably need to just blow this up and find an alternative path for my beavers to move into this part here. So we will actually remove this, put a staircase in here, and that is not tall enough. So we're going to remove this too. Not only put a staircase in here, but also a single level platform, which will allow us to put this path up here and connect it down there, which will then allow our beavers to basically still provide this area with dynamite. As they are, and don't want to blow this up while our beavers are somewhere down there, because they will explode themselves. So let me high prioritize this. Let me actually low prioritize all of the rest, so they will stop actually adding the dynamite into here, which will hopefully help us to get enough time to explode this and store the additional water before the drought hits. I guess it is, I was just going to say sleeping time is about to be there, but because I set the work hours to 24, what are you doing? Why are you going this way? Are you building this from up there, down there? I think you are, aren't you? All right. So they are still working on all of this. And maybe I have forgotten some in terms of priority. I have. I'm going to lower the priority of these. Now, once this guy is through, he is bringing in the last bit. I can actually start blowing this up because now they have an escape route. Please don't walk back this way. All of this went good. No beaver died from the explosion, and we have a significant amount of added water storage in here. Now, all of this is in, which means I can set this back up to being high priority or highest priority. Should not set highest priority, go second highest priority. At some point I will learn, maybe. And with that, we are good. They are going to finish this. They have continued building this over here. Wood supply overall looks good. Water supply 1,200 now. It's not too bad, but the drought is hitting, which means we are going to stop these water pumps. Let they still do their job, but we do have additional water in here now. So hopefully this will be enough to... we will make the 25 days. Although we have less in storage now than what we had before. All right. So where were we? They're still putting down the dynamite. We are slowly running out of dynamite, even though we have 3 of these to produce more. But I guess when they run out, they will start focusing on this area here, and we will increase our power production, which I'm also very excited about. Should probably not, I don't need to extend this all the way over here. In the long run, this will also allow us to put another round basically on the other side if we wanted to. But for now, I think all of this will be okay. Once they have actually built all of this, I could even consider removing just the individual roads in here and have our beavers basically just put them in between. And you know what? Maybe we'll plan for this already. Put in a staircase here, staircase there, and I cannot quite do that, which does mean I need to remove this. Put a single platform in here and there, and another staircase here, which will allow us to also circumvent this part here and add another path for our beavers basically to move in. All right, so beavers are still placing the dynamite. Surprised when we haven't run out yet. Still have a little bit of water in here. 1,500 water is what we currently have in stock. Surprisingly, we don't have a lot of new beavers in there. We're actually reducing the amount of beavers that are working. And I think in part this is because I forgot to very high prioritize the advanced breeding pod. We do have enough metal blocks, we do have enough treated planks, so this should be done really quickly. We're also going to high prioritize these two, which then will give us all we need in terms of beaver population. All right, so They're still putting down the dynamite, and I should not have exploded this because this is now too far. So we're going to cut our losses here. No real reason to make this piece of land basically go away. But I still want to expand all of this over here. And then, like I had mentioned in the last episode, I also want to remove this dam, which will allow additional water to flow down here and be stored here. Having said that, in order for this to work, we need to demolish these and build up this dam over here, just like that, which will also allow us to put a path along this way, connect this up here, and once they have removed these, we will be able to put a 2-level dam in there, and then this will be, again, additional water storage, which will always maintain a little bit more water and hopefully make this entire area green. I think overall that will look very nice. So they are all done, which means I can pause these water pumpers. I will turn one of these on immediately because we're a little bit low on overall on water. But we still have 5 unemployed beavers, which means I can turn both of our builder huts back on to just speed up the production, well, not production, the building efficiency of our beavers. Could consider putting a shortcut in this direction. I don't know if it's quite worth it. They are still putting in the dynamite most of the times, but they're also they're continuously producing them. We don't have a good amount of bad water in storage, but we do actually produce a decent amount of bad water with these two, and continuously so, which will I think be very helpful for us. With 5 injured beavers, once they are done being injured, from whatever they are being injured, we're actually without open positions, which will be great. Right. One thing to keep in mind though, we are massively expanding our population, actually doubling what we had before by putting in 3 more of these breeding pods. So we need to keep an eye on our food. It has been like going up and down around 940, 950, which it's not too bad. But again, as we are expanding, we might be a bit in trouble. Also, let me connect this up here because I don't know if they will actually reach the far side over there, and they would not have. So now they're putting this in straight away. We're almost done in this area with the dynamite, which is great because after that they can fully focus on the expansion of our power supply. Now we had stopped connecting this up, which is what we're going to continue doing right now. And what would be a good way to do this while keeping all the paths that we might need open? So I am going to put the path over here, which will allow us to put a staircase here. While I could basically just plan around all of this, I don't think I need to. Make my life a little bit easier and just keep building all of this. But one thing that I forgot over here is now we have a path in there, which we need to remove. At least, yep, 2 of these path pieces and this one, so we can build our connection all the way along there. We will nonetheless put our staircases in there, put a platform over here, and I guess put in a double platform over this way. So now I think we have basically built all the paths that we really need, maybe at least. And we can continue putting down our power supply chain. We need a T-junction here, a regular junction underneath. Green, excellent. and then we can just go through here. Just saw that I forgot to put a path in up here. Now we're going to connect all of this up, at least most of the way. Going to create it just like that. Corner, 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 corner. Now in real life, I don't think I would place it like this. Mostly because corners are, well, any joints are usually pretty easy to damage. So not great when you're trying to create a reliable power supply. So just for, you know, stability's sake, I don't think I would put any of these in, or not as many corners in. Not any, but not as many. And with that, we are fully connected because this was already a T-junction. I am glad I thought ahead a little bit of time. Sometimes that happens, which I guess is good for me. So they are currently building that. And I think what I will try to do is actually high prioritize this, because this will take a while for it to be built. And we will definitely not get to that during this episode. So what have we achieved in this episode? We have now almost fully, I'm actually high prioritize this, what we will achieve, because that is something we're definitely gonna finish. We're gonna finish putting down the dynamite over here and have almost double the size of our water storage area in this corner here, as we can just easily explode this now, or this as well. And before there was an entire layer of soil basically blocking this. I think now we're at a good level of things. So they need to extract. I should prioritize all of these by haulers, because we need to make sure our beavers are continuously being produced. Maybe that is why we have had a dip in population. Our last baby beaver has disappeared, and unfortunately they won't come back. I also just noticed I had the work hours on 24 hours, which is probably why so many beavers got injured. So reducing that back to a very casual 16-hour workday. I don't want to trade with you, beavers. Sorry. But, you know, we'll try to reduce it. We'll try to get it to 8 hours of work, like a regular normal workday, 9 to 5, although probably not 9. This looks more like 6 a.m. or something like this. But, you know, a regular 8-hour workday, which gives you 8 hours for sleeping. Sleep is very important. And 8 hours for leisure time. Because right now you guys haven't been utilizing all of the leisure areas that much. You barely had time to eat. Not great. So we're trying to not have this happen. We are currently lacking 3 more dynamites. Once they are done, we can actually pause some of these, because I don't think we will need that much dynamite anytime soon anymore. One is already in. So we might have just one of them continuously producing dynamite, which should be enough as we are accumulating this. We did have dynamite down here as storage. We don't need that, so I'm actually going to just cancel the dynamite down here. Might see if we need anything else. Treated planks with plenty of space. The gears are doing okay for now. Planks are doing okay for now, even though we currently have all of these paused. So I'm looking forward to unpause all of them and then having that be done. They have finished putting in the last dynamite, so now we're going to start over there and make it explode. No beavers down here anymore. Excellent. It is working its way around it. Very satisfying to see all of this soil basically be blown away. And with that, we have finished one of our goals for this episode. Massively expanding our water supply area. The water is now rushing in because there is more space, but it will also rush out in the same manner. And fully supply our beavers with water for their food crops and so on. We still have 16 days left in the drought, 1,200 water in the bank. I think overall this is looking very promising, and they are continuously building the power extension that we have down here. Now, each one of these produces 250. I think the way we've built it down here, that should actually increase. Or maybe not. I guess right now, because this is not built yet, that wouldn't really increase in terms of power supply. So let's, for now, high prioritize these just to finish this up and actually connect it up with our power grid already, because that will help us. You cannot reach this. Interesting. So I actually need to put a path down here in order to blow this up, which makes me a bit nervous. We do have 15 days left before the drought ends, and once the drought ends, this will actually be, will this be flooded? This will actually be flooded with bad water unless we fully build this up. So let me add this to the highest priority list, even though we've just high prioritized basically everything again. So let's do this actually normal priority. All of the rest shouldn't take too long to build. This is actually producing enough energy, so I think it's worthwhile to finish all of these, and it shouldn't take too long. But with that, I am going to stop right here. We're very excited about the next phase of the next episode, where we will ultimately increase our power production by a lot, hopefully, and potentially expand it beyond that. But for now, we have created a good amount of water storage, which will be very beneficial for our beavers in the long run and help us supply our growing colony. Right, with that, leave comments below if you have any tips or tricks up your sleeve that I should be knowing or should be implementing, or if you want to see me build something in particular. Otherwise, would appreciate if you hit that like button. One stranded beaver, of course, this always happens. So with the beaver freed, let me know if you have any suggestions. Hit the like button, it does help me out. And otherwise, thank you everyone for watching, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.